You see this card? This card right here? Forget Gordrag, forget Nagash. This is the best card in the entire game. Hi, I'm Artie, Herald of the Doot, and I'm here to tell you why Knight-Heraldor, the one and only Doot Boy, is such a good card. First up we have his ability. Heroic Act, rotate a highlighted Stormcast unit one step forwards. And unlike cards like Hell Knight, this affects the allied units in front of him and either side of him, and with him not being unique, you can run two of him, allowing you to cover every single one of your lanes, unless you put them on 1 and 2 or 3 and 4. But if you do play them on 1 and 2, you can just put a wizard on 4, so it won't even matter. So you can rotate whichever one of your Stormcast units you need to. Secondly, we have his quest corners, which are deploy a Stormcast unit, deploy a Stormcast unit, deploy a unit, and play an ability. Given this is a Stormcast warrior champion whose Heroic Act lets him rotate Stormcast units, you're sure as heck going to be playing Stormcast units, because that's the entire point of it. Since you're able to rotate them quickly, that means they'll exhaust sooner, meaning you can deploy more units sooner. And bam, you've got 3 of his quest corners done pretty quickly, while him still having a lot of utility as a card. Then you just pop a Triumphant Smash, or a Restoring the Forge, or if you're lucky, maybe a Divine Vengeance, and bam, you've got his blessing. Next up, we have the cost. He's a 4-cost champion with the option to run 2 of him at 8 points, and he doesn't even cost you starting life to have him, so you're totally safe running 2, unlike with his brother the Knight-Heraldor, who costs you 2 life each. This leaves you with 12 points left over for your other 2 champions, and while this does mean you can't have a Celestant Prime, you can have an Aspect of the Sea at 11 points, leaving you 1 point left over for a Liberator Prime. Or you can pair your 2 Heraldors with Vora Starstrike and something else costing you up to 4, such as a Lord Veritant if you want to have a Wizard, or maybe a Liberator Prime if you just want to go full aggro with units. If you decide you only want to run 1 of him, there are fun combinations such as Knight-Heraldor, Knight-Heraldor, Phantos Hammerhand and Vora Starstrike, which give you a very versatile aggro build with potential rend. Or you can swap that Azeros for a Liberator Prime and start on a full 35 life. And if you do want to run Celestant Prime, you can have him and a Knight-Heraldor with 2 Azeros or 2 Liberators or 1 of each. A key thing for me is the great combo potential. One of my favourite things to do is to put a Skybolt Judicator down in front of my opponent's wizard with a spell, and then next turn I'll use his Heroic Act to dupe the Skybolt forward, probably doing them 7 damage, and then I'll Triumphant Smash their spell, rotating my Skybolt back again. Now the Skybolt is going to hit them again at the beginning of my next turn unless they can do something about it, so there's pressure on them off of just that. This can also be done with a Long Strike Raptor, but it's less effective because they have to be disengaged, not controlling a unit. Now sadly there is one downside. His ability doesn't work on Stardrake. The number of times I've seen people try to use him to rotate a Stardrake in a digital game, only for nothing to happen, is surprisingly high. I mean, this isn't a downside for me in this instance because they're the one wasting an action, but hey, downsides are downsides. So to sum up, the Knight-Heraldor is cheap to play, easy to quest, very useful, and most importantly,